Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Million Dollar Media. I'm your host, Max Kellerhalls, and with me today we have...
Adrian. It's Adrian.
And today we're going to be talking about Transformers 1. The film that I had no hope for.
I think a lot of people didn't have hope.
Like, that first trailer was bad.
Dog shit. We both said, hell no, I ain't watching that.
Yeah, I ain't watching that. We'll just say right off the bat, this film is actually pretty damn good.
It is very good.
Surprisingly good.
The trailers did not do it justice at all.
No, not at all. It made it look like a directed DVD kids film.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking like family film. I'm talking like put your 5-year-old in front of this and just like go work on something else. But no, like this might be my favorite Transformers film. Just period.
It's
But
a strong argument for
Yeah.
number one.
I don't know what your argument might include other than like maybe the first actual animated film and maybe the first 2007 film. But like, nah, this film is like so good. I'll just get my one negative off the bat. Like, I just think like the first 20 minutes are kind of what the trailer was leading you to believe.
I think it's a good thing, though, because then it just exceeds expectations afterwards.
Well, yeah, it just means it gets progressively better as the film gets going. Yeah, like the first 20 minutes is a bit more of that like childish humor that most of the time I'd say works, but sometimes you're like, these jokes are kind of falling flat for me. As the film goes on, like the jokes get funnier, the scenarios get more serious,
The plot thickens.
action gets brutal.
It gets better every time.
It's still a kid's film in that it's like this adventure that these characters go on to basically save their planet by going to find the Matrix of leadership. But what the film focuses on is really the relationship between characters.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to refer to them as the characters that we know them as, or should we say their actual like original names? Because if
we can do original, because that's who we know most of the time.
Yeah, so like the relationship between Optimus and Megatron is really what this film is built on.
And it's a great origin story that new fans can just follow off of. So that's what I think makes the movie even better. Like, you can be a new fan, and this movie will hold you. It'll just teach you the basic origin of everything.
Yeah, it holds your hand enough to be like, these are what Transformers do. They go from robot mode to alt mode. They have different stuff like that, but they do a little bit of explaining like how Cybertron works, how Energon works, why they need it, why having it gone is so important, and like the hierarchy of the system and people with cogs and without cogs. And yeah, and it does that while just being like not overly explaining everything. Like, you just understand things are there and they're not there, and we have to figure out how to get them back. But what the nuanced part is genuinely how characters, like these characters like Optimus and Megatron, they're built on their beliefs.
Very, very strongly. You get a sense of their relationship under one belief system.
Mm-hmm.
And then once the truth is exposed, you see the difference. And it is plain as day.
Oh, yeah. And, like, I think what helps is that, like, the voice cast is really damn good.
Yeah.
Like,
I know for sure, once we heard Chris Hemsworth as Orion Pax, we were like, what the fuck?
I was a little bit like, okay, they just hired him to get butts in seats and, like, have a big name to be this guy. But what I like is, like, at the beginning, he plays it as his own version. But as the movie slowly goes on and he becomes the Optimus that we know and love, he starts to develop more of that, like, Peter Cullen speech pattern. You know what I mean? Like, he starts to sound more like the traditional Optimus that you know, and like that when he gives speeches, it sounds a little bit like Peter Cullen, but it's not too much of an impression to be distracting. It's just like, if you know this character, you know what he sounds like.
Yeah, it's like just hearing like him mature with the speeches.
Yeah, exactly.
Simple way to explain it.
If there's any like little nitpicks, I mean, we were joking that like sometimes you can kind of hear his Australian accent
we can hear
peek through, but like,
what can he do?
I mean, yeah. But it's just like, I don't know, it doesn't bother me that much. I mean, he's trying to do more of an impression of a different actor entirely than trying to do like his like Thor's Americanish accent. I think Thor is still a little bit of that Australian accent that he has.
Yeah.
But
sure.
other than that, like I think he did a really good job as this character. Like everybody else did a really good job too. I think Keegan-Michael Key was really funny as Bumblebee.
No, Badassatron.
Yeah, Badassatron. I like that they kind of explain why in the other movies they don't decide to fix his voice.
Well,
It's
to be fair,
yeah.
He's a completely different character.
I know. I just think it's kind of funny to think the reason why they keep him quiet in the other films is because he won't shut up.
Well, then again, there's like different iterations of B.
Yeah.
You have the quiet badass, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Then in some animated films, he's a talker, just like in this movie.
Yeah.
I think Transformers the animated series, like that aired on Cartoon Network, he was a yapper.
Yeah.
He was the talker. But then
Yeah.
you go to, like the Bayverse or Transformers Prime,
Yeah.
the quiet, no voice.
Yeah, no voice. Also, like, it's a little different in that, like, B in those versions is supposed to be, like, the youngest one. Like, they kind of treat him like a private or, like, a new recruit. Not this one. Like, he's probably closer to their age, and, like, by the end of the film, he's, like, one of the first Autobots. But that's just, like, little nitpicky stuff. I understand why he had to be in this film. Otherwise, it's just, like, who else is going to be there? I mean, they could have gotten some, like, other character, like a Ratchet or a Jazz or someone like that, but like I think no one is as like big as Bumblebee.
Yeah, and then having Keegan-Michael Key play a character, I don't think you could choose anyone but B.
Yeah, exactly. But I liked Lita 1 in this movie too, played by Scarlett Johansson. I thought she was just really funny.
Yeah,
or I shouldn't say funny. I like the situations that they put her in. I just found that whole dynamic to be really funny, where like she's the one that could get stuff done. And so they're just like, hey, listen to her. Like, she's my muscle.
Yeah.
I just found that to be really funny. Who else? Do you have anything to say about Alita? I mean, not much.
I when I first heard her voice, I thought she was Awkwafina.
Really?
I don't know why. But then I listened more. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
And then I guess I don't know if you know this, but fun fact: a lot of iterations, Optimus and Alita are a couple.
I figured that's why they had her in this film.
There's her and RC, which are very popular female bot.
Yeah, and I think you see RC in the background in this film.
Yeah, no, RC just makes an appearance. I think only has one line.
Yeah,
I think, but yeah, Alita's a lot more present in the main stories.
Yeah, and I guess like. If this film does get sequels, they would probably explore that a bit more.
Maybe,
like, I think
I like the dynamic here.
I do too. I think that this is like a bit more of like a camaraderie.
Yeah.
Like kind of relationship.
Second command type thing.
Yeah, but I guess one more character before we talk about the one that really stole the show was like John Hamm as a Sentinel.
Yes.
I guess we could kind of spoil it, but it's kind of obvious.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder who the bad guy is.
Yeah, he plays it so well for you to hate his character.
Yeah, and like, I don't know, it's a very John Hamm performance. And I think that's what makes it fun. And that, like, he's supposed to be like the quote-unquote good-looking leader that everybody believes in. He's wearing gold, for Christ's sake. He's a big showboat. But, like, when he's really playing, like, the villainous role and, like, getting in everybody's face and, like, being all sniveling, like, he's so good.
Oh, God, you want to hate him.
Yeah. He's threatening.
Yeah, I mean, when you're considered a prime.
Yeah.
You already don't want to be messed with.
Exactly.
So the title prime will just strike fear into anyone.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
No one really opposes him. He makes the rules. He, quote unquote, saves everyone.
Mm-hmm.
No, why deny your hero?
Exactly. But yeah, but otherwise, I thought he did a good job in the film.
Oh, he did a great job. Oh my goodness.
But if we're gonna go for the one that stole the show,
oh my God, yeah,
it's Brian Tyree Henry as Megatron, which
oh my God, I loved his performance.
Like, Brian Tyree Henry is one of those actors, like, you don't think about it, but, like, every movie that he's in, he's, like, one of the best parts of that film. The films that I go to are just, like, Bullet Train. He was the best. He was one of my favorite characters in Eternals. He's Jefferson Davis from the Spider-Verse films. Paperboy from Atlanta. Like, he's a lot of different fun characters, and, like, he always brings such an energy to them. But, like, him showing off his, like, villainous side is terrifying.
Oh yeah, especially when you Megatron, and then you see him turn into the fearful Decepticon leader.
Well,
yes.
And the thing I love about this film is that every step of the way of him going into this descent into villainy, you're like, I get it. Like,
you agree with it.
Yeah,
it's justified.
Yeah, it's justified. Like, both these characters, both Optimus and Megatron, they're justified in why they are doing what they're doing. One's going about it in a more peaceful, altruistic, optimistic, that is a pun, way. While the other one is like, no, I was screwed out of a life. He needs to pay. No, he doesn't need to pay. He needs to die.
Referring back to one of my favorite lines in the film.
Like, that was when the film, like, really got me. I was like, I think this film is going to be good. It just has to stick the landing. And it did with him. Like, throughout all, like, moments with him, like, slowly becoming the Megatron that you know. Like, the moment he gets, like, the big gun on his wrist, you're just like, oh, no. That's one of the defining characteristics of that character, is the big gun on his wrist. Hell, in the original cartoon, he turned into a gun.
Yeah, he did.
Like, he's a weapon.
He is destruction.
He is destruction. And, like, I was kind of interested to see how, like, he would have dynamics with, like, other characters you meet along the way. Like, you kind of see, like, what the proto-Decepticons look like the High Guard in this film, and you see how he, like, wins their respect, and you buy it.
Yeah, he took the words of one bot over another, and he took that personally.
Yeah, he did. And, like, I don't know, man, like, I just think, like, I never thought in a million years, like, Megatron would have been my favorite character in the film. But this was it. Like, and that's the thing that I love about this film is, like we said earlier about, like, it focuses on the relationship between these characters. This is what we've wanted from the Transformers films all along. We don't care about Sam Witwicky. We don't care about Cade Yeager. We kind of care about Haley Steinfeld. We kind of care about Anthony Ramos. But, like, we care about the robots. Like, let's be real.
Yeah, it's a robot film. We shouldn't be focusing on humans.
Yeah, like, we want to see this, and this, now that we finally got it, and they give it the respect, and, like, instead of, like, dumbing down, like, what makes people go into villainy and what it means to stick up to your morals and, like, be a good person and what's best for the whole instead of, like, the self. And, like, just even us talking about that in a Transformers film is nuts.
Absolutely insane.
Because, like, you got to remind yourself, like, the Bay films kind of put this stink on the Transformer films, and I like a couple of them, but, like, they did put this, like, stink of, like, they're just movies made for little boys, and they're kind of like, explosion, boobs, butts, you know, all this kind of stuff. But, like, this film, in a film more aimed at kids, is more adult than the film aimed more at adults.
That's a crazy line, but it is very true.
But, like, yeah, that's what I was just shocked about this film. And, like, coming out, I was just like, I want to see more of this.
Yeah, I want storytelling between, Cybertronians. I don't want any humans.
Yeah, I like this stuff. This is what I want to see from now on. Like, I'm going to be curious.
Civil War.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, like, I know the next live action thing is, like, Transformers and G.I. Joe.
They're just promotional for Hasbro toys.
That's what this always has been.
Yeah, but technically this one was too. But they knocked it out of the park. They had like a 15-second intro at the beginning of the film just for Hasbro. Just
I
for
know.
the Hasbro logo.
Exactly.
It was like 15 seconds.
I didn't really get that feeling of, like, oh, I'm seeing toys. I'm seeing characters.
No, like,
Whereas, like, the films, I'm like, okay, oh, that toy looks cool. That toy looks cool.
no, not at all. This was a Transformers movie.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else.
Yeah. And yeah, by the end of the film, you're just like, yeah, I want to see more. Like, I want to
I
see
wish
how we
on that.
get to the beginning of the original cartoon. But yeah, that's all I really got to say about this film. I don't want to get into too many spoilers. I just got to also give a big shout out to that one guy on Twitter. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't think so.
Okay, so there's this guy on Twitter. I forgot his name, but like he has been promoting the hell out of this movie. There's one guy on Twitter has done more to help the promotion of this film than the actual trailer company and the promotional team behind this film. Like, he goes into the comment section of every single Twitter post on every other single like movie news feed, celebrity feed, anywhere he can go, and he will just say, go see Transformers.
It's crazy.
And literally, he got Charlie, like, Moist Critical to talk about this film.
Oh, wow.
He got him to talk about this film. He got this film more buzz to the point where this film got more money in the end than Joker Folia did. So you gotta you gotta give credit to this guy, man. Like,
yeah.
And people are like, dude, what are you gonna do when this film's over? Like when it's no longer in theaters? He's like, well, they got another Transformers film coming out, and I'm gonna be there day one. Even the director of the film gave this guy like a big shout out. He was like, yeah, like I gotta give this guy credit for like keeping this alive. Like, I'll put like his logo and like his Twitter handle here, but man, like you gotta give this guy credit. Like, and it's never been like toxic. Like, you know, like the Snyder Cut and like the Snyder fans, and like they'll go in and just bombard with like hate comments and trying to like say mine's better. This guy has just been like, hey, go check this out. This is really good.
Yeah, it's the best way to promote it.
Yeah, like he's just been chill about it, and like slowly but surely he's put in the work.
You're right. And then people see it, and then he's right.
Yeah,
You called him crazy.
I gotta bring that up because I just think that's really cool, and like that's healthy fandom. You gotta appreciate healthy fandom.
Oh, it's so great.
It's so rare.
I know.
I'm almost to the point where if I were to post this on Twitter, he might see it. So who knows? If you're watching this, I just gotta say, great job, dude, and thank you for watching this. But yeah, that's where I'm gonna end the video off. Or at least this review off. I don't think we need to say anything else.
Miners.
Oh, to be fair, that's not on this film. It's just that we have really immature minds.
Yeah.
And like a very immature sense of humor. Every time they say it in this film, it's kind of like a shitpost way. Where if someone were to just like cut all the individual moments and then have like the cyberpunk music play afterward.
And I need to find a video that says every miner in Transformers.
Oh my god. Like, I think my favorite one that caught me so off guard was the...
Well, that's a shame. You really were a great miner.
What? Alright, we were cutting it off there.
No, keep it in.
No.
Oh, keep it in. I'm saying too much. Video's going no longer. Now you gotta keep it in. Keep it in.
All right. But yeah, thank you all for watching this video. Hit that like button. If you
ring that notification button.
subscribe.
Ring the bell. Leave a like.
Share this video around. Get the word out. Let our voice be heard that this is actually a good film.
You should buy it.
You should buy it. Yeah, I'm gonna try to see if I can watch it. I gotta find a place to watch this again. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. I'm Max Kellerhalls.
And I'm Adrian.
Have a good day. Bye.